back, dear viewers. By all evidence, it is really hot here, and so we needed to have some cool water before we come back. And so at this time, we shall be discussing on the regional election hold-up, whereby Kamto, the leader, Professor Kamto, the leader of the Cameroon Renaissance movement, decided to mobilize some other politicians and their groups so that they should bring some hold-up to all this. And so there is a kind of psychological tussle between these opposition leaders led by Professor Maurice Kamto and the Bia's government. That's what we shall be looking on these regional elections. I will start this time.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Mojo.
I'll start.
When you have seized my phone, no, Mr. Wambo, let me viewers are watching you back home. Give me the
I'm coming
justice.
to Dr. Busi. If you look at what is ongoing, we hear the 22nd of September is going to be a day of serious demonstration. There's that psychological tussle between the opposition and the led government of Bia.
Thank you very much, my honorable moderator. I respect you today you are very dignified today because today you have stood on your words. You are the moderator.
I believe I've always been.
You are the moderator, and I've seen the power of a moderator today. Kudos to you. That's nation building and leadership. I want to say that, Mr. Moderator, when you look at Professor Maurice Kamto, I respect his personality. Professor Maurice Kamto. In academy, he's my boss. He's a person to reckon with. I appreciate that. His personality is good. He has worked in this country as a great man. And I want to say that Professor Maurice Kamto has worked with this government, the government of President Paul Biya. I understand the politics of this country, and he has eaten with the government. So he should not just start now as if he wants to change his mindset. Professor Maurice Kamto, to a greater extent, have eaten and dined and wined with the government of President Paul Biya. And he later on changed his mind to form an opposition party. I will look at him from that perspective. But I want to applaud his services for nation building. Looking at Professor Maurice Kamto, we are talking of regional elections that are coming up. And I earlier said here that, Mr. Moderator, at this point in time, regional elections were not the best because we are talking now of Operation Clean Bamenda, Operation Clean the Northwest, and regional elections are coming. How stable is the ground? How stable is the Northwest and Southwest? Because the Northwest and Southwest have to enjoy that integrity in this country, that entity, because they are an entity in this country that joined La République du Cameroon, and they are equal. They join the marriage with all equality. They have to enjoy the marriage. And when we look at the regional elections today, I ask myself, how would regional elections take place when there's still chaos in the Northwest, when militaries are dying, when the common man is dying, when people are arbitrarily arrested on a daily basis? Let me focus now on Professor Maurice Kamto and PAP and Madame Kawala coalition against the regional elections.
They just had a meeting, and you see the government, especially that of Dual, Littoral, and the center and other regions want to take the cue to be giving some some embargo that no demonstration.
Mr. Mwambo William, I earlier said here that Professor Maurice Kamto did not go in for the twin election. And if you would go deep, you ask him deep. One of the reasons why President Maurice Kamto is not going in for this election, forget about the electoral codes and everything he's saying, that he wants to solve the Anglophone crisis. The first thing, Professor Maurice Kamto is not going because he knows that if he goes in for this election, there will be no change at the end of the day because he doesn't have councillors. That's the first reason. Forget about him talking about the electoral code, but we know that the electoral code has a problem in this country that needs to be revised. And looking at things, Mr. Moderator, when Professor Maurice Kamto announced his outing, his revolution, his march past, the Minister of Territorial Administration said any person that will go out to march, the person will be taken to prison for trial. And I want to say that you don't go out for a public demonstration while announcing a particular date. My first question is, why is it that the CRM party is going out for a demonstration and they're announcing a particular date? And we see that people are dying in this country on a daily basis, and we are crying for peace. And we are crying for peace and stability in the country. And Professor Maurice Kamto understands the governance system of this country and is calling the common man out there to go out and riot. And you know what the military can do on the people. I'm asking whether Professor Maurice Kamto will be able to provide security to all Cameroonians who of the CRM party who go out there to march. At the end of the day, you will see that people will be picked up people who cannot even afford to pay a bail in prison.
Dr. Mose, he called it peaceful demonstration.
Peaceful demonstration, I know. But look at the context of our country. Look at the historical time we are living in. Look at the historical moment we are living in difficult moments. And if another crisis is going on, it will be a national crisis.
Not too long ago, the women demonstrated against maltreatment, what is happening against the women as far as this crisis is concerned.
You know what, Mr. Moderator, this is not the first time Professor Maurice Kamto is demonstrating. And you know what, when he demonstrated last time, you know what happened in Paris and other Cameroonian embassy and in other places in the country, and he was taken to prison. It's not been long that he was taken to prison and he was released by the President of the Republic. Okay. And we have to be very careful on this to say that the President already gave his warning that no demonstration for that again. And when you look at our preamble of our Constitution, I will not only lament on President Maurice Kamto. When you look at the preamble of our Constitution, people have the right for public peaceful demonstration. And I think that the Cameroon Constitution also says they need authorization. And I've seen situations whereby I don't know why there must be an authorization for people to do public demonstration, because it's in the preamble of our Constitution. People have the right, the genuine right for public demonstration. As in that, he has his right. But I'm looking at the times in which we are living in our country, that if he goes out, many people will suffer the effect of this, because we do not know where the military is already behind the government, and we do not know who will protect the common man who will go out there. And the governor of the littoral region have already sent a message that no public demonstration. The governor of the central region have also talked on that that no public demonstration. And Professor Maurice Kamto held a meeting with Madame Kawala and other opposition leaders, emphasizing that the demonstration will take place peacefully, and because they are fighting against the corrupt nature of our electoral code, and they want to oust President Paul Biya. And I feel that we should ousting the president, it should be through a democratic way. And we know that there's a constitution and there are elections. You should be able to oust the president in a democratic on a democratic perspective. But we have seen situations where presidents are ousted in other countries like Mali to the military, to the coup. And we do not pray for a coup d'etat in Cameroon, Mr. Moderator. We don't pray for a coup d'etat in this country. Because the Anglophone crisis is already very, very high. And I want to, let me end.
I thought you said respecting the moderator.
Let me end by saying that the demonstration of Professor Maurice Kamto, this is militant here. It will not have any effect. It will not change anything.
Okay.
This march past is foolish.
Okay, Pope Bertrand, if you look at the population that Professor Maurice Kamto, gathered during his campaigns, and now he's calling for demonstration, what is your take in the days ahead?
Well, I must say that Professor Maurice Kamto is a big boy.
Because what some pundits say, if you look at the decision taken by the governor of the north of the central region and that of Littoral, their fear is the population Professor Maurice Kamto brought out during campaign can cause a kind of havoc.
For me, then let me step out of the panel, Mr. Moderator.
Go
So what I'm saying, the Westerners in this country have they have seized the economy of this country. So they have the means, the population that it takes. And beside the Westerners alone, other parties, other regions, Cameroonians have seen the proficiency, what Professor Maurice Kamto is fighting for, and they feel that truly it is time for change. And so everybody is likely welcoming the change for the change coming from the MRC, which is Professor Maurice Kamto's party. But beside all this, what I disagree with is Professor Maurice Kamto, first, his date, second, his agenda. Because he says, if the president, it is like a threat from his communique, if the president conveys an electoral college, I will send down.
Is he the president of this country?
I will send down my militants to unseat him. That was not something for a sound mind politician of his status to say, and to say that he used the Anglophone problem as his political strategy. It is also wrong. Him will have said, okay, the electoral process and that are not well. We'll be understanding from that angle. I want to say here that Professor Maurice Kamto, when I look at his date, the 22nd of September, I begin to feel as if he is trying to counteract the dates which the Anglophone made an impact in this country. To say that, because up to today, the theory of assimilation continues gradually. It was declared before Mo Ibrahim in France, and it continues a date like 22 of September, which is embedded in the minds of Anglophones, and even in the Americans, that's 11 of September, which is all a date that these common English people will not forget. Professor Maurice Kamto come now to set a date of his demonstration as 22nd of September, which means he is trying to divert the mindset of all leaders around the world who were convened in a particular house and come and Southern Cameroonians, British Southern Cameroon, spring off the wall to say that we are tired of this marginalization. I believe that setting 22 of September for his demonstration is a way to wipe out this day, just like that wipe out 1st of October, but still we enjoy 1st of January. Mr. Moderator, I want to say here that Professor Maurice Kamto's demonstration is attacking the particular regime, which to me I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem looking at the party politics. What I want to say is, President Maurice Kamto, Professor Maurice Kamto is a scholar that the doctor of attest, but I believe that his boss, the Minister of Territorial Administration, who heads these political parties in the country, has made it clear that an authorization has to be given. It is even backed. It is backed even in the Constitution, Article 3, that says all political parties shall exercise their activities in accordance with the law. And if you say that you should obtain an authorization to demonstrate, and you don't want to follow the roadmap to obtain your authorization, you want to send in your militants as you have said.
Do you see an authorization being given? Because we need to be sincere on this platform. When you see an authorization given for any demonstration in this country, it should be a demonstration where maybe the government has a hand in it. But don't you see some of these aspects difficult that an opposition wants to demonstrate they will accept?
Mr. Moderator, I will come back to tell you that the regime in place is bad, no doubt. But you see, due to unprofessional politics that we practice, some political parties, before now the MRC was not, some political parties thought that politics is meant only for election days. And so they allowed CPDM to network its optical political fibers, which means the CPDM have succeeded in putting in place the judicial, the police, the gendarmerie, the election board. These are the political fibers of the CPDM. And it is very difficult now for you, because these are the people that protect the law, for you to penetrate it. It makes it very difficult. But we are approaching the situation where it is already late. And let me tell you, Mr. Moderator, any attempt on tampering with the form of the state, now you are a terrorist group. Because
Okay.
Let me finish. 1 minute. Let me finish. The fundamental of a political party is to fully participate in a well-conducted and democratic election. That is the only way that that is the duties of a political parties. And now I want to ask the
government actions too. Okay, let me come to Mr. Njomo Siri. If you look at it, how effective do you think this democracy? Because we need to have this information. If you have an idea and you don't intend to keep it, how effective do you think this demonstration is going to hold?
Thanks, Mr. Mwambo Williams. I want to take us back some two program lane when some panelists here were calling on a synergy between political parties of the opposition, which Professor Maurice Kamto, the Messiah and the person who best incarnates Umnyobe of our own time, heard and actually started working. It is that their cry on this platform that I sent to him inbox, and he decided to say, okay, let me step down to Douala. He met Kawala, the leader of the Stand Up Cameroon, and met Alice Com. Today, as we are talking, he has met a couple of them. We are yet to release their name to show that he's somebody who only work with the instruction from the people, including panel on this platform. And so I don't understand why suddenly they have turned their back against him. But I can understand when a gentleman carried the 1961 Constitution and he comes on the platform he's reading, we don't understand that it has been revised following the offspring of 1990 that led up to 1996. And instead of updating his source before coming on the platform, he carried an old source to come and mislead Cameroonian. I think this kind of utterances is supposed to be punished. If we here do not have that ability to punish panelists, I think their conscience should do so in our own place. Moving forward about the effectiveness of the peaceful protest, I want to let you know that it is of no interest to Kamto. And that you must get it and let it sound well in your mind. It is of no interest to the Cameroon Renaissance movement militant.
For the demonstration
to hold or not to be effective.
Then why the organization?
The interest is for Cameroonian.
Okay.
And that is why I keep coming on this platform, and that is why on the 21st I will be on the field. Because our intention is not to please anybody. And when I say that, I measure my word. That my both panelists on the platform, I don't care about how you feel about whether we are moving on the street to be successful or not, or any other Cameroonian who feel that going on the street with they are going to catch us, they are going to lock us, and then what?
It's for the interest of Cameroonians.
Excuse me, Mwambo, I think I'm unfolding my.
Because the Cameroonians and most of them are backing
1 year ago, we don't. That is why I'm saying that we don't really care, because Cameroonians are more fearful of their misery.
Because Prof lobbied the Anglophones, and the Anglophones seem not to be interested.
Algeria, Mali, South Sudan, and you can name the rest. If they were waiting for everybody to come to consensus, it would have never happened. It takes a handful. And when they see that is successful, then others just bow in. That is how it has always been. Even in your family, when you start going for a solo career, you decide to be, before now, when you choose to be a footballer, your family give up on you. Artists, today is entrepreneurship. When you choose entrepreneurship, they give up on you. But when you start succeeding, when you start making headlines, everybody wants to be your friend. Let me take you memory lane. I will not be long. On the 7th of October 2018, then, that very fateful evening, by 10 p.m., Kamto was making scores. All over. Statistics were showing, tendency was showing that Kamto was winning. If I tell you the kind of people who called me that night to tell me that, Mr. Cyril, you know I've always been there, even though I don't make my voice heard, including people on this platform, to tell you that everything that is supposed to be succeed, that will succeed and will free people, the liberation of a people, does not need automatic acceptance. But as time goes by, because even if September the 22nd, somebody did mention of the epistemology of that date, and I will land. That is why I will land my discussion to say that even if it does not work that day, it is already well cooked in the mind of so many Cameroonians that an alternative, a change is coming up, and that Kamto best incarnate that change. I was following Romeo Dika, an artist that I walked across the corridor of the CPDN for long before coming here, and he personally said that tendency are showing above average that Kamto stand a better chance. Kamto himself said, no, this struggle, even if I do like this and die in the journey, let's Cameroonian know peace. To talk about the epistemology of the September the 22nd to land, another big mistake. It is on the 23rd of September 2017 that the Anglophone were moving to their last bus stop, which is Boya, to hand their flag at the Bongo Square marching environment. And when I hear somebody sit here say it was on the 22nd, that is already twisting history. Beside that,
I'm still alive.
On the 21st, every year of September, it is War Peace Day. And I want to tell him, if you are smoking and you are getting drunk on the platform, please know that before getting to that date, we have calculated so many things, and not to bleach the struggle or ideology of another group.
Dr. Busi,
I want to say that
I'll be coming back to you. I'll be coming back to you. I'll be coming back to you.
For a serious political party that was ranked
I'll be coming back to you. Dr. Busi,
so you can accept that they bring fake Transparency International to come and supervise election, but you cannot accept that a genuine Cameroonian who won election should call people to the streets.
Okay, Dr. Busi.
It is same to all of us.
Okay, Dr. Busi, if you look at the reaction now of the people that Professor Kamto lobbied, now you see the Anglophones are not showing up. If you look at the political parties, not all of them are showing up. We see Madame Kawala, yes, coming up, but we don't know.
Which other political
Thank
party?
you.
SDF
Thank you.
I don't know why you want to bring also
that. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
SDF was already part of it.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, for giving me
please, their reactions. What's your analysis about their reactions?
Thank you very much. You know, there's what we call political ideology and political culture. I will not say that the party of Mr. Nijon Fundi has the same capacity with that of ideology with that of Professor Maurice Kamto. And Mr. Nijon Fundi is in the US, and he said he will not be part of this Mr. Kamto's outing.
He has never said that.
He said that. I follow him. He was on air on the system.
Let me tell you. The shadow minister.
But you don't shout and solve the problem here.
The shadow minister of communication of the SDF wrote. Robert Wafo, he wrote, and I still have the
Mr. Moderator,
Mr. Moderator, an education to come and learn Cameroonian.
Mr. Moderator, permit me come in.
He cannot be taking social media jargon to fit Cameroon.
I shall be coming to you. I don't want to have their reactions.
Siri has been ranting a lot, and I don't see humility in Siri.
I don't want
Siri has been ranting a lot. Siri has been ranting. Siri's ranting.
You have interjected.
Mr.
What's your take about their reactions? What's your take about their reactions?
Thank you. I think that our panelists here needs to learn some discipline.
Just go on, please.
Let me write on, Mr. Moderator. I followed Mr. Nijon Fundi on Afrique Media and other sister, My Media Prime.
I want to insist it's a lie.
And My Media Prime. He was there, Mr. And My Media Prime. Should I leave the list?
Please,
I follow. Let us read an official letter.
Professor Maurice Kamto will not
We are coming to
Professor Maurice Kamto will not bring chaos in this country. For now, President Paul Biya is the authorized and legalized and constitutional president of the Republic of Cameroon. Let me write on.
I am talking of the reactions of the people
of the opposition.
Professor Kamto lobbied.
He lobbied.
Now, what's your
okay,
take?
thank you. Give me time to stop, please. Yeah. He lobbied. He wrote, from what I followed in Afrique Media, I followed Apri Media and my media Prime, and Nijon Fundi spoke detailedly. And he said, when I talk, he read the letter. He said, Professor Maurice Kamto, please, this man is so childish.
Go on.
And he said, he's so childish. He said, let me write on, please. He said, Professor Maurice Kamto said, he sent a message to, Mr. Nijon Fundi said, Professor Maurice Kamto sent a letter to him concerning this September 22nd outing.
Demonstration, yeah.
And then he said there are people in his party that he is not in good health. Yeah. He has gone to America, and there is somebody that has escaped to assist party issue, the vice president of his party. And he said that he has his own stand. His own stand has been federation, and that is what he has stood for. And the killings in the Northwest and Southwest is not part of that. And he doesn't want to add any killings again in Cameroon, because he said that the word of President Nijon Fundi. He has always been winning elections in this country. And in 1992, if 6 persons died in his party when he started 6 persons. When he started his revolution, when he started multi-party politics in this country, people died. Yeah.
Now and he doesn't want people to.
He doesn't want people. Listen, he might so childish. I want to be a politician and lead who? He doesn't want. He said that he doesn't want people to die again in Cameroon because his animals have died, his animals have been stolen, and his family members were kidnapped, and he has suffered a lot on this crisis.
That is number.
And he said that he will not be part of this September 22nd
What's your take about the Anglophone reaction?
And the reaction of the Anglophone is quite different.
Okay.
Mr. When you look at this, it's nothing is boiling. It's as if, just watch what will happen in the Northwest and Southwest. It will be as if nothing has happened. The Anglophone are first of all suffering with the Anglophone crisis. And their mindset is not even balanced. Their psychic is not even balanced for them to even think of what Professor Maurice Kamto is saying.
With the reaction of the other political parties?
The reaction of Madame Kawala, you know that Madame Kawala has always been an activist. And it's been normal that she will support Professor Maurice Kamto as in that coalition. It's quite good, Mr. I'm not blasting Professor Maurice Kamto.
No,
it's quite good. It's quite good to bring change. But at moments like this is not the right moment. Blacklist, I'm not a member of MRC.
Okay.
I will not support your party. I will not support your party.
We are rounding up on this topic.
Have you 60 minutes to stop Kamto?
I want peace in this country.
Which peace?
I want peace in this country.
Then you are comparing the
and
separatists.
I want peace in this country, and people will not take power people will not take power by fighting.
Where have you seen power?
People will not take power.
Where have you ever seen power?
They should take power through elections.
So Masangana said that if you fight for your power, you never have
Professor Maurice Kamto should do the right thing. Nijon Fundi is not part of Pope. Mr. Nijon Fundi, Mr. Nijon Fundi, the bomb that he's not part, he will not support.
Please, gentlemen.
He should be more
gentlemen of nobility, please. Okay, I want to come to you, Pope Bertrand. If you look at these parties with their behavior, if really they want to unseat the regime, what is really barring them not to come together as one and say, okay, they should unseat, because their problem is to unseat this regime, and they are unable to come together? Does it really make sense?
Mr. Moderator, a typical example is what is happening on a platform. You see, political ideology does not want to bind. They have it that if they feel it will unseat.
People see white and say yellow. Oh no.
People see it, they now say to themselves that what if we succeed? Who will be the president? Who will be the vice? Who will be the this? They are all the same things. But you see, for us to move forward, we remain where we are because we don't bring innovative ideas on the table. We always go to handpick people's lapses and errors to look for a way to ridicule them. But I'm used to working in a tense environment. So I want to say here that for a politician like my friend Jomo Cyril, which I respect.
No, don't respect me, please. Don't respect me. Don't respect me, please.
I'm seeing him as a noble gentleman to come out on a platform like this and change the date.
Yes, but
in which
yes.
And he's part of that. The person
please. I would like us to be focused.
Professor Maurice Kamto said there was no riot to be on the 22nd.
Okay, before you come back, let me just read it. Good evening.
You should prove yourself,
Please. There's a participant
Where
here.
have you proved it?
Good evening, everyone in the studio. Gentlemen, please. Good evening, everyone in the studio. This man you call Maurice Kamto does not even think that there is an Anglophone problem.
Exactly.
When I see Dr. Busi hailing him, I marvel because Kamto has eaten fat from the regime and now he wants to use the Anglophone crisis for his political gains. Kamto is not and will never be a messiah to the Anglophones. Sir, stop hailing him. Okay. What do you really stand for? What do you really stand for? What do you really stand for, Dr. Busi? Okay, thank you. Yes, I'll be coming to you. Please. Yes, after you give your turn. Please, listen. I wish to ask, my question, let's be focused. My question is, their motive is to unseat this regime. And you know all the tentacles of this regime are right down. Then they are unable to come together to say they should unseat this regime. Do you see them serious?
South Sudan was
that is because among them they are
South Sudan had 40 years.
They are noble political party. Yeah. Among them, there are baby parties. Among them, there are satellite parties. So they will always the game plan cannot hold because some of these parties do not have motives. The party that will try to be serious in unseating the president, the other party will be there joking and probably will carry the information to the ruling party. So it makes it more complex for all of them.
Don't you think that drops of rain makes a pool? So even if smaller parties and bigger parties come together, it can make some serious gain.
It can, but you see the party that are going into coalition. The party that are going into coalition, the main party that even at one time capture the mindset of Anglophone is not there. Even though for now the Anglophone community have also dejected the party.
No, please, you don't have statistics for that.
I'm talking to you. Let me tell you, Mr. Modito, this same party, the Anglophone population dejected this party when they tell them not to go in for the presidential election.
Why did they go in for the election?
Yes.
Gentlemen, please.
So what up in essence, I want to tell you that Maurice Kamto, just like our contribution. No, please let me have the floor. Just like our participants said there, Maurice Kamto has no heart sympathy for the Anglophone. No, listen.
Gentlemen, my problem is the coalition. Is the coalition.
You're talking about the coalition. I'm telling you that one person. Listen, doctor. I'm telling the Anglophone population, cannot be part of this movement because Maurice Kamto, who is spearheading the movement, has not for one day not a trip of
let's hear this participant. Please, let's go this participant. Let's get this participant. Please. Let us get this participant. Gentlemen, let us get this participant. Yeah, please, gentlemen. Greetings to you all there. Please kindly ask that Kamto's guy Siri to be very careful because when they refused to take part in the last election, I think that they and their Kamto should just continue to stay quiet. This is Ike Luma.
I will not answer to a CPDM member who cannot come to the
Okay.
platform.
No.
Because when he's calling my name, you should be very careful. I will not answer to a CPDM member.
No, you are not answering it. You are not answering it.
I don't have to be civil.
Okay.
He has to be very
You are not
careful.
answering it.
He has to be very careful. If he
Okay.
thinks that is not enough, he should come on the platform.
Okay, yes. You are not answering by this. Please.
Gentlemen,
Please. Doctor, please.
Let me land. Please, can I land?
Please stop.
Doctor,
We need
please.
some civility here.
Doctor, please.
We need some civility.
That's why we need to be quiet.
Yeah,
Let's be quiet. Let's be
Civil,
quiet.
Yeah.
Please.
You
Just
want
10
to be a
seconds.
very stakeholder.
Why are they
Please.
not signing their message?
Is it
Yeah.
tomorrow when you put
Uh,
the government, is that how you talk
This
to
is
people?
Ike
Is that
Luma.
how you talk
This
to
is Ike
people?
Luma talking.
You must be
Please.
civil.
Okay, let me, please.
Let me
Can we
land.
be civil?
Tomorrow when you be a lawmayor, is that how you
Pro-
talk to people?
Please.
Someone to be
Doctor,
Bertrand,
to be
to
lawmayor for
Bertrand,
someone
listen
to
to Bertrand.
Yes.
Civil.
Please, what
You don't
I'm
even know who's
talking
talking to you.
here,
It might be the
because
president.
our
You have to be
viewers,
careful. Even the president
Please.
has to be careful.
No,
You don't
why
call you don't tag me
please,
on a message
you are bringing
when you are
problem
taking
into
sides.
this
You don't call the
platform.
name of the
Please,
president in vain.
please,
Which president?
please,
The president of the
please.
Republic.
I'm
We
coming.
fake Transparency International.
Pope,
But he's the
And you
leader.
accept-
Pope Bertrand,
I will not speak until the
Maurice
president.
Kamto
Pope Bertrand,
is
please listen.
illegal.
Yeah.
Pope Bertrand, please listen.
Let Professor Maurice Kamto follow
I'm asking
the
a question.
right way.
It's good we focus.
And the right way to the ballot
I
box.
talk on coalition.
Yeah.
What do you think makes this political
don't- we
party
don't want
not to
chaos
have
in
a
this country.
coalition of which their aim is to unseat this powerful regime?
Now, I've painted the picture already, but let me do it.
Coalition without the main opposition
Let me do
parties.
it. What I'm telling you is,
Yes, just few
that,
seconds.
it is not Madame Kawala, it is not Professor Maurice Kamto, and they are not this representative of the party that formed the coalition. It is the militant behind them, and I want to tell you a greater fraction of these militants is not with them, which is the Anglophone population. I have the floor. Please, somebody allow me to land, because they are not with them, because they have their own pathetic problem which they are solving, and they have not seen any of these personalities come in to say that we solicited for you. I want to say on this platform that Professor, let me get yes.
Somebody made a statement that there's a wind of change coming into Africa. Don't you think that Professor Maurice Kamto is a leader of that wind of change?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He's fighting for the presidency.
Mr. Jomosiri, with all this reaction, we are concluding this program. This demonstration has to come up. Now, what is really the deep motive of this demonstration? Because we know the last demonstration, there was serious...
Always call them peaceful demonstrations.
yes, peaceful demonstration as he...
The
yes,
words actually
yes.
is important.
There was a serious destruction of property.
No,
And-
Mambo, you cannot be
Please,
saying that.
excuse me.
Where?
Wait, let me...
Where was
Then
the
you
use?
back it, let me
Where
land.
was
Let
it?
me land, let me
No,
back it.
no, I cannot permit you to say that. There was no destruction. Where?
Excuse me.
That was the Brigade Anti-SARS not.
That's why I'm...
No, please don't link the two events. It has nothing to do with
Yes.
When
cannot
Professor
permit you to be
Maurice
asking,
Kamto
questions
came
like that.
out, when Professor Maurice Kamto came out for demonstration, that same day of his demonstration, there was serious destruction, and he denied that he did not engineer
Brigade
all those...
Anti-SARS now has
Thank you.
nothing to
Thank
do
you.
with the MRC.
Oh, please.
Let you
please.
dissociate that at your own
You
end.
don't know the insight
No,
of what you want to get here.
No.
He denied
Brigade Anti-SARS now
that.
has nothing to do with the MRC. Let you dissociate that, please.
He denied that what happened, it was just a kind of coincidence.
It's not even
Now,
something question. There are
Please.
Cameroonians that are abroad that
God.
also have their issue with the government. So they have the right to choose their own date. It's like on the 21st, on the 22nd.
Then you educate
if we are going
Cameroonians
on the
on
6th,
what I'm asking
if
you.
we are going on the 6th, on the
Please.
21st, and anybody has his own malicious intention, you can go and do what you
Good.
but you'll be booked.
Please,
But
excuse me.
please,
Excuse me.
don't mention MRC on that fallacious
See,
games.
On the same
Because the
day,
CPT
on the
as
same,
well
please,
can orchestrate them.
please, on the same day he has his demonstration. Now it happened worldwide. Let me call it that, and there was serious destruction, which he denied that he did not engineer it. This one now is coming. What if some other people take advantage and there's another destruction?
You know that when there's a demonstration, people come from different backgrounds, different lifestyle, different ideology, different values, different culture. Professor Maurice Kamto might think that he wants a peaceful demonstration, but on the mind of the common man out there, and on the mind of the street person out there, the person will not be seeing the world the way Professor Maurice Kamto.
That is where the men in uniform have to intervene.
They
have to come and coordinate.
The mental map.
And that can only come through an authorization.
Gentlemen.
Authorization. You people are the one of the imperial system.
Let me land by saying
We
that Mali
are
is not
informing
Cameroon.
our audience
Mali is not Cameroon, sir.
Make sure you
And
take
the
the
constitution-
military. At the same time, educate the military. The military to come, please. We are begging the military to come and coordinate.
Mr. Moderator, we are not living
On
in
which
this
account?
country.
On which account?
You do not want to give us.
It has to be authorized and the institution takes charge of the military expenses.
Dear viewers of Crossview, this is where we come to the end of the program.
They're not violent because no authorization has been given. There's no violence.
They have to demonstrate.